cops call it one of the most despicable scams they've ever uncovered. Con artists preying on old folks over the phone. But these victims decided it was better to get even than to get mad, and as Doug Bruckner reports, that's when these aging Avengers dropped a dime on the phone frauds.
In the white-collar crime hall of shame, prosecutors say they don't come much worse than these people. The Vegas phone sales crew that scammed elderly people out of their retirement money. Hard copy obtained a tape of defendant Joanne Baggett pressuring a victim to cough up more than $2,000 cash.
I still can't be sending off all of my money.
Well, you know, I'm not asking you to part with all your money, Ira. I think I've been more than fair. But I can't stress the importance of this to you. This is to your benefit, not mine.
The way the pitch really worked was, congratulations, you've been specially selected by our internal review committee for your fair share of $75,000 in cash gifts and awards. And all we ask is that you make a donation to the sponsor's favorite charity, Say No Now. And then the little tail is, and we're just asking for this minor symbolic donation, $500, $1,000, $2,800 for you to be eligible to get your big award.
That scheme and others were used in phone frauds that cheated elderly people out of tens of millions of dollars until San Diego area retirees like this woman got organized.
This is she.
You could call it the senior sting or the over-the-hill gang strikes back. Elderly people teamed with the FBI to bring down the bad guys. The American Association of Retired Persons helped organize a phone posse. Volunteers taped the calls and tipped the FBI when they got suspicious. The scammers weren't difficult to identify.
There were a couple who wanted to marry me, go around the world. They would be 40 or 50, and I'm supposed to be 75, and that didn't even matter to them.
Here's a recording of another indicted salesman who was caught on the senior sting line.
I just don't know if I can afford to keep doing this.
Well, like I'm telling you, don't keep doing it. All right, I'm being very, very blunt with you. It's going to hurt you at first. I'm talking to you man to man. It may hurt you a little bit up front, but I'm going to tell you something. When it's all said and done, you'll finally be able to walk away a very happy man.
Prosecutors say this sales crew targeted only elderly people.
Elderly people are vulnerable. They're particularly susceptible to the confusing and manipulative pitches that these telemarketers use.
In many cases, we know retired people are lonely, have a lot of time on their hands. How much of a part did that play in making them victims?
In my opinion, loneliness is a very, very important factor in the victimization of the elderly. One gentleman in the trial we had here in San Diego recently said, "There's not that much excitement in my life anymore."
This crew provided plenty of telephone excitement of the wrong kind. And what does fraud defendant Baggett have to say for herself?
60-year-old and above are the people that are home during the day. They're the ones that answer their phone. Everybody else is out beating the streets trying to make a living. Well, see, I worked for a charitable organization, and we found out, since, of course, we've been on trial, that the charities were never donated to the proper places. It's like they took the money and ran with it. But see, me being an employee, I was a fundraiser. I had no clue as to where the monies went. Who does? It'd be like working for Sears Roebuck. You know, I'm a salesperson. I'm selling a product.
Not anymore. Joanne Baggett and the others will be sentenced in August for multiple counts of fraud. And attention all telemarketers, the senior sting is continuing. The tape recorders are rolling.
If you suspect a phone scam, investigators recommend calling the Better Business Bureau or the FBI. To report suspicious activity, you can call the National Consumer Fraud Hotline.